Living with early-stage breast cancer after age 50, number 1528, VPT 084, the 8th of February 2026, Gerald C. EclaireMD Foundation, category Cancer. Preface: my personal health crises include 5 heart attacks, kidney failure, severe neuropathy that nearly led to a toe amputation, retinopathy that came close to blindness, and arson hemorrhagic stroke near the Pontine region. A condition with an estimated mortality rate of 70% to 80%. So far, I have survived, knock on wood. These experiences were not theoretical or distant. They were lived, frightening, and humbling. They are the real reason I was driven into 17 years of self-study and research on human health and disease, from age 63 to age 79. During this time, I spent 13 to 14 hours a day, every day, and have read more than 10,000 published medical papers so far. Most of my medical problems began with metabolic disorders, especially obesity and type 2 diabetes, which quietly progressed for years before erupting into multiple life-threatening conditions. Yet my deepest fears were never heart attacks alone. They were dementia, including Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease, and cancer. These diseases take away not only life, but also memory, identity, and dignity. They are closely tied to long-term metabolic health and cumulative blood vessel damage. Among them, cancer frightens the most. It is complex and unforgiving. Cancer is influenced not only by genetics and environmental exposure, but largely by long-term metabolic conditions. Once cancer begins its cellular mutation, growth, transfer, and spread, much of the process becomes irreversible. Dementia, by contrast, is primarily a disease of long-term brain cell health, which is also deeply connected to metabolism, circulation, and chronic stress. In recent years, these fears stopped being abstract. One of my undergraduate female classmates died after being diagnosed with breast cancer in her 50s, which later spread to her spine in her late 70s. It was a long and very painful way to die. Another male classmate's wife was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer. Yet another classmate lost his wife to cancer, and within a few years, he himself died from a stroke. Watching people my own age suffer, decline, and disappear has left a lasting mark on me. It turned concern into urgency. Over the past 17 years, I have self-studied medicine and written more than 1,500 medical research papers, including more than 100 focused on cancer. During this time, I also collected more than 4 million personal data points from my own body, covering biomarkers, lifestyle behaviors, and daily physiological responses. This work was not done for academic ambition. It was done for survival, understanding, and responsibility. Today, I want to use this longitudinal dataset, together with my self-learned understanding of cancer pathophysiology, to ask a simple but serious question. Can what I have learned, especially about lifestyle and long-term metabolic control, help cancer patients better understand cancer growth, transfer, and spread? I am not an oncologist. I do not claim authority from a title, but I do believe that carefully observed data, systems thinking, and lived experience can offer cancer patients something meaningful, clearer insight, practical guidance, and quiet encouragement, especially for those already facing a diagnosis. Introduction: You Are Not Powerless. Using a longitudinal lifestyle case example, I want to explain what a diagnosed woman can do. If I am treated as a woman diagnosed with early-stage breast cancer stage 1 or 2, the most important message I want to deliver to other senior women is this. A cancer diagnosis does not remove your ability to influence what happens next. Medical treatment matters, but daily lifestyle still shapes how the body responds, how much damage accumulates, and how strongly cancer-related processes are supported or restrained. Breast cancer does not grow, transfer, or spread in isolation. It lives inside a whole body. How I view early-stage breast cancer. In early-stage breast cancer, the tumor burden is limited. At this stage, the main long-term risks are not only the tumor itself, but the biological environment that allows growth, transfer, and spread GTS to occur. This environment is shaped by metabolic stability, inflammation, hormone balance, immune reserve, vascular health, and chronic stress exposure. My own longitudinal lifestyle data shows that these factors are not static. They are nonlinear and dynamic. They change slowly, day by day and year by year. That is exactly why lifestyle matters. My longitudinal lifestyle data is proof of concept. For nearly 17 years, I have collected daily data on body weight and visceral fat, glucose levels measured 96 times per day, food portion and composition across 3 meals per day. Walking steps and activity averaged above 10,000 steps per day, sleep duration and quality, and emotional stress management. This dataset of primary biomarkers and daily lifestyle behaviors shows something critical. Repeated small stresses matter more than single events. Repeated weight overload, repeated glucose spikes, repeated blood pressure elevations, and chronic sleep disruption gradually push the body toward irreversible change. This same principle applies to cancer growth, transfer, and spread. Lifestyle does not need to be perfect. It needs to be consistent. How lifestyle influences cancer growth, transfer, and spread. Lifestyle does not replace surgery, radiation, or medication. What I claim is more modest and realistic. Lifestyle shapes the biological terrain in which cancer cells attempt to grow and move. One body weight and muscle preservation. Soon weight loss in senior women weakens immunity and healing capacity. Muscle loss is especially dangerous. My data shows that stable body weight with preserved muscle correlates with lower metabolic stress and better recovery capacity. For early-stage breast cancer, avoid crash dieting, maintain adequate protein, and use gentle resistance or daily movement. A weaker body provides less resistance to disease processes. To glucose stability matters more than averages. Longitudinal glucose data shows that spikes cause far more damage than averages alone suggests. Repeated glucose spikes promote inflammation, impair immune surveillance, and stress cellular repair systems. For early-stage breast cancer, reduce sugar and refined carbohydrates, eat smaller and nutritionally balanced meals, and avoid long fasting that leads to rebound spikes. Cancer cells thrive in unstable metabolic environments. 3. Daily movement, not exhaustion. Walking data shows that steady daily movement produces better long-term outcomes than sporadic intense exercise. Daily activity can include walking, yoga, or Tai Chi. Persistence is far more important than the type of exercise. Movement improves circulation, lymph flow, insulin sensitivity, mood, and sleep, supporting systems that resist cancer growth and spread. For sleep is not optional, it is recovery. Sleep is when repair occurs. Poor sleep amplifies stress hormones and inflammation. My data shows that reduced sleep duration and poor sleep quality correlate with higher physiological stress markers. For early-stage breast cancer, maintain a regular sleep schedule, create a dark and quiet environment, and follow a gentle evening routine. 5. Emotional stress is biologic. Help. Psychological stress can directly trigger pathophysiological events such as hypertension, fear, excessive worry, and chronic emotional stress are biologic halodes. Repeated stress spikes impair immune balance, disrupt glucose control, and worsen sleep quality. Managing exposure through routine, social contact, limiting alarming media, and simple breathing practices helps. For example, inhaling for 4 seconds and exhaling for 8 seconds for 4 to 5 cycles can lower blood pressure by about 10 to 20 mmHg. This is a calming tool, not a substitute for long-term blood pressure management when vascular stiffness dominates. What lifestyle can and cannot do. Lifestyle cannot erase a diagnosis, and it cannot guarantee outcomes, but lifestyle can slow biological deterioration, improve treatment tolerance, reduce conditions that favor GTS, and preserve dignity and independence in early-stage disease. These effects matter most. Why this matters more after age 50. With aging, reserve capacity naturally declines. The margin for error becomes smaller. My data shows that early correction is easier than late correction. This is not willpower. It is biology and physics over time. Early-stage breast cancer offers a window to stabilize the body, reduce cumulative damage, and resist progression. Closing message to senior women. Breast cancer after 50 is not only a tumor problem, it is a whole-body challenge. Using my own long-term lifestyle data as an example, I show that consistent daily choices influence how the body responds to stress, disease, and recovery. These choices do not require perfection. They require awareness and steadiness. You are not powerless. You still shape the environment in which disease operates. Summary of my VPT analysis. Both VMT and TDA analyses lead to the same conclusion. Sustained lifestyle control of obesity and diabetes reduce long-term cancer-related risk. Tight regulation of carbohydrate and sugar intake, combined with lasting reductions in body weight and visceral fat, shifted my metabolic state into a stable, low-risk structure. This was not a rebound or a short-term effect. It was the result of long-term lifestyle control maintained for more than a decade. The numerical values are not the main point. Using my own data, although I am a man without a cancer diagnosis, This quantitative analysis demonstrates the importance of lifestyle factors in influencing cancer, growth, transfer, and spread. Cancer does not arise only from bad luck. It develops and progresses within a body shaped by years of lifestyle and metabolic signals. Disclaimer: I write this paper not for fame, but to share what I have learned so others can understand their health, prevent disease progression, and live longer, healthier lives. This content is provided for educational reference only and does not constitute medical advice. No doctor-patient relationship is created. You may share this summary freely, but it must not be altered, edited, or republished as your own. All intellectual property rights belong to the author. Gerald C. This content is provided for educational reference only and does not constitute medical advice. No doctor-patient relationship is created. You may share this summary freely, but it must not be altered, edited, or republished as your own. All intellectual property rights and copyrights for this article and its related materials belong to the author, Gerald C.